from the Connecticut Senate 13th District, Dante Bartolomeo, and I actually know her, and Senator Len Suzio.
Thank you all very much, and thank you, Senator Suzio, for your help on my last name with Bartolomeo. I graduated from Mercy High School, so I went to school here in Middletown and went then to Colby College, and after college had a career in hotel sales and marketing industry. But when my oldest son was born 16 years ago, my husband and I have 2 children, 16 and 10, we decided that I would be a stay-at-home mom. And we didn't know at the time how good of a decision that was. But my oldest son has some special education needs, and it became my full-time job to learn how to navigate through the system. We were denied services, and I actually had to take on the city of Meriden at the time and look into the state of Connecticut for how to get services for my son. It was actually a fabulous learning experience, and it ultimately ended up leading to my entry into politics, because from there I became an advocate for other families in Meriden on a volunteer basis to help them navigate the system and get them services for their children with special needs. I also did a few things like I was a community organizer for the Healthcare for Everyone campaign, and I've also served on some Board of Education committees in support of full-day kindergarten, which I have to say I'm pleased after about 6 or 7 years, Meriden now has universal full-day kindergarten, and I was part of that. I got onto the City Council in Meriden 4 years ago, and I currently serve as the Deputy Majority Leader. I vice chair the Finance Committee, I chair the Public Works and Parks and Recreation and Public Utilities Committee, and I'm also the liaison to the Board of Education, so I still have a very vested interest in the public education system in our community. My record on the City Council I'm quite proud of. As the vice chair of the Finance Committee, I can say that in the last 4 years we have fully funded our pensions each year. We are still making up for years past, but I'm proud that we have done that and had that self-control, if you will. We've actually grown our reserves, and we've reduced our bonding. And in addition to that, we've reduced our spending. So the result is that our bond rating has gone up 3 notches to AA-, where in contrast, the state's has come down. So that is experience that I can take with me to Hartford. But I've also demonstrated a commitment to strengthening my community. I've been very involved in neighborhood associations. I've been part of a concerted effort at reducing blight in our community. And I've also supported projects to fund infrastructure improvements and to maintain our roads and bridges. So my key priorities as a state senator would be to work to alleviate our municipalities' over-reliance on our property taxes, ensure our commitment to strong public education, support the movement for access to quality and affordable health care for all, and preserve Medicaid. I also work to create jobs and focus on opportunities for small business and veterans, to streamline and shorten the permitting process for new businesses, and to support funding vocational, technical schools, and community colleges, because we do need to ensure a skilled global workforce. Thank you very much.
Senator, I'm right on time.
Excuse you.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. I want to thank the association. I want to thank Jen and Steve for hosting and moderating this event. It's great. It's one of the things I believe in public life is get out and discuss. Maybe you can hear me better now. Okay. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. I want to thank the association, Jen and Steve, for hosting this event and moderating it. Before running for the state senate and winning a special election last year, I was on the Board of Education in Meriden for 14 years. My family and I have always believed in trying to get back to the community in some way through service. Before that, my wife and I were very involved in some private philanthropy. We shared our home for 13 years with pregnant women who were having difficulties with their pregnancies and the circumstances they were in. I've always been involved with a place called High Hopes. It's a home for children with special needs. I do believe it's important to get back to the community as much as you can and help make it to be a better place to live. I was elected to the Senate last year in a special election and was parachuted into the Senate in the middle of the session, actually. 6 weeks had already gone by, so I was really, the train had left the station and I was trying to catch up to it. But I do think that I was able to achieve some pretty good results for my constituents. First of all, I advocated for capping and cutting the gas tax, which in Connecticut, we had 2 gas taxes. One of them was a petroleum gross receipts tax, which is calculated as a percentage of the price, and there was no cap on that. So as gas prices were going up, Connecticut was reaping a windfall of gas tax collections. Last year alone, we collected over $62 million above what we had budgeted for, simply because we were profiting at the expense of our poor citizens who were already getting raked over the coals with high gasoline prices to begin with. In addition, I worked in a bipartisan fashion with the Democrats and was able to, and did support the budget that was approved this year, which did bring in significant dollars for education to help our cities out. Middletown benefited because I led the charge to increase the reimbursement for students attending the Edison Magnet Middle School. And so everyone attending the Edison Magnet Middle School for Middletown is going to get, I think it's about $1,100 or $1,200 more per student. So that could bring in a few $100,000 extra for the city of Middletown. I do believe that there's 4 big issues in this election. One is going to be taxes. The governor made a statement a few weeks ago that he hoped to avoid tax increases. I've made a commitment that I will not support a tax increase. 2 is crime, the early release program. I hope somebody will ask a question about that because I have a lot to say about that, and I can clarify things on the Meriden murder, for example. Number 3 is jobs. I have a special program that I proposed called the First 5,000 Program, and I'd like to explain that and how it would help out small business. And the last issue is the totally reckless, out-of-control state spending that we've had, exemplified by the $1,000 per inch busway from New Britain to Hartford. That kind of loony nonsense has got to be stopped if we're going to get the state of Connecticut's budget in balance without increasing taxes. And I am committed to no tax increase. Thank you.